What a year it's been for Burnley in 2024. Welcome back to Where Clarets Walk. We're handing out some awards this week. Hope you had a great Christmas. We're looking, of course, now to close out the year in style. Let's kick off. Dan, what's been the best goal Burnley have scored this year in 2024? There's been some belters. Can you pick out one?
Weirdly, yeah, I'm going to go for one very, very recently. I like Fleming's. I thought, it was an absolute screamer that he just decided to whack from however many yards away. There's probably been better. Other people say that team goals are better than that. I like a spectacular one. So even though it was snuck in just at the end of the year, I'm going to give it to him for me.
Okay, good. Can you better that, Connor?
No, I can't. No, Fleming. That's why I've got that wrote down here. See you.
Brilliant. Jordan?
Right, I knew everyone were going for Fleming, so I had to do a little bit of brainstorming. Orderbear, every time he hits a ball, we're an absolute stunner, but one that really sticks out for me, and every time I see it and rewatch it, I can't believe how good it were, with David Datro Fafana's against West Ham. Yeah, I think that was an absolute corker.
No, that's a fair shout.
I was thinking about that.
Good shouts. Let us know in the comments below if they've missed any, of course. This is a very quick review of 2024. Just before we get on to the player of the year, Connor, obviously you were relegated from the Premier League, but can you look back at that time and say that you enjoyed the football, if not the results?
I can't say I was particularly pleased.
Because we hear all the time people saying, "Oh, Parker's football's boring, Company's football's far entertaining to watch." But I mean, for you, Dan, you it sounds stupid to ask, but because you were losing lots of those games, but were you into the style of football more than you are currently?
Yeah, to an extent, yeah. I thought certainly towards the end when we showed a bit more grit and we went on that run where we were picking up points here and there and what have you, and we were imposing our style, we were flattening Sheffield United and whatever else. I enjoyed it, and it was a bit more easy on the eye. But that being said, you always have this argument: do you want to watch attractive football? Or do you want to watch winning football? Currently, we're watching winning football, and we're enjoying it. So I did enjoy it at the time. On reflection, obviously, you think, well, you'd rather have a bit more steel and grit behind you. But it was all right to watch. Certainly at the end when he seemed to start getting him to connect a bit, and he started putting a few points here and there and a few wins here and there, and we were playing good stuff, then, yeah, it became a bit more enjoyable. But when you go in and getting turned over 4 and 5-0 by half-time, that weren't fun to watch.
Okay. Jordan, 24-24 has also seen a big managerial change in the summer. How's he done generally, the halfway point for you?
Parker, I think he's done as good as he can with what he's had. Injuries, absolute exodus in the summer window, bringing players through, trying to work on. It did feel a little bit of a stingy budget. I know people are so going to disagree with me on that, but it's we were selling for big and not really bringing the right much in. It was loans or loan to buys. So I think with everything he's had, I think he's done really well. I can't fault him, and he's still there week in, week out, and he's still implementing his philosophy, which I like.
Scotty P.
Scotty P.
Still going. Right, on to the player of the year then. Now, this is a tricky one, Connor, because, of course, you've got players that mass exodus in June, so you could pick one of those, or you can pick one of the current bunch. But who gets the player of 2024 for you?
For me, I've gone for Sander Berg. I think every single game he had, it was very, very consistent. I thought he can carry the ball really well. I was impressed. Every time he wore the shirt, I was very impressed.
Jordan?
For me, I think it's got to be Josh Cullen. I do feel like he's extremely unsung, and when he's playing well, the team ticks over. So I think to not even put him in that bracket, okay, you can say somebody pops up with a screamer or somebody saving all the time, but somebody who's the actual core of what we do and everything that plays around, I think plays around Cullen. So he's got to be the player of the year for me.
Okay, brilliant. Dan?
I was going to go for Estev. I just think he's just been immense. He's certainly this half of the year, this season, he's been a rock. I thought he was pretty decent last season as well. So I think he's got better as the season's gone on. The only other one I'd give an honourable mention to was Berg. And I know that's a bit controversial, but he was a fantastic player. And he made us a fortune when we sold him. So, on both sides, honourable mention, but for me, Estev.
Brilliant. Okay, good shouts all round. Finally, then, we're asking for your moment of 2024. What's been the standout game or standout moment? It could even be off the field as well, when you picked up the paper and read some news that made you go, wow. Jordan, kick us off with this one.
So, I've had a real good think about this, and I thought, what in this year has made me think, wow, right now? And I think I'm going to go back to when I think it was Fulham we was playing, and we was 2-0 down, and when Young set on the left side, got the cross in for Fafana to score the header, which then brought back the 2-2 draw. And I remember that moment thinking, hang on, we've got a chance here. Okay, we didn't. We went down anyway. But I remember having that belief and thinking, "Wow, we've got somebody who can put it in the back of the net. Look at that from front to back in seconds." So I think that's my moment of the year.
Cheers, Jordan. Connor.
Of course, there's loads of good moments to pick from, obviously, but I think I'll have to go for beating Luton 4-1 away at Kenilworth Road. I just think for Parker's first game to come in and, granted, that was a miles better team than what he's got now. I thought to come in and pull that out of the bag was unbelievable.
Okay, good shout. Dan?
Mine's similar to what Jordan said, but mine's a different game. Chelsea away. We get down to 10 men. We were harshly done by a red card, which gives away a penalty as well. We come back and we end up drawing 2-2. It was way back in March. So we still had that kind of, can we still stay up? It kind of galvanised the team, galvanised the fans. So for me, that was a great moment in what was a rubbish season. And then obviously this season, there's been a lot of change, a lot of difficulties. So I'll pick that one.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you all for that. And of course, you watching, let us know in the comments below if they've missed any. What's been Burnley's moment of 2024? What will 2025 hold? Well, who knows yet? But do you suspect, Jordan, that it will be promotion one way or the other?
I think now the team's ticking over and we're starting to see what the team can do as a unit instead of individual. I think anything below promotion is a failure of a season, really.
Okay. Dan, are you more optimistic now than you were at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think we spoke at the beginning and were saying, Burnley are going to be in a different league. We can't, not quite Premier League, not quite this. Wholesale changes. I think somebody will finish above us, but I think there'll only be one team. I don't know which, but it'll only be one. I think certainly we'll be in the promotion talk at the end of the season, and I think we'll probably finish top 2.
Okay, Connor?
I hope, but realistically, if we lose at the final hurdle, I won't be gutted because Parker went through a right mess at the start of the season. So it's always next season, isn't there? Really.
It's got to be.
Very philosophical. Right. Thank you, of course, very much for watching. We know there's tons of Burnley content which we've talked about previously as well, which is all very good. But we really love making this content for you. And we're with you every single week, every Monday at 6 o'clock. Drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, and wishing you all a very happy new year. Hopefully you're all going out and celebrating and being sensible, of course. And we'll see you on the other side of New Year's Eve when we're, of course, looking ahead to the FA Cup. And we need to mention, of course, the big game, of course, which is against Blackburn as well, which we will be previewing next week. Thank you very much, you lot. We'll see you next week. Have a great New Year.